Let's talk about this in a bit more detail with Talia Stone, the creator of the online blog Motherhood, The Real Deal, which sort of sums it up, really, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
You work for yourself. How difficult are the school holidays for you with your daughter?
That's right, and my daughter.
Who's 4?
Yeah, she's 4. So this is going to be the first time that we're going to be doing the summer holiday juggle. So I probably am going to be flying by the seat of my pants somewhat. It's going to be very tough, you know. It's for us, it's not just 6 weeks. It's going to be 8 weeks. She's going to be starting school at the end of September. And for us, well, for myself, I'm going to have to take a large block of that August off. But being self-employed, that means that when the work does come in, I have to work. So I'm going to have to get the childcare in, which is going to offset my earnings. So
and your partner is self-employed as well?
Also, yes.
But does that make it easier in a way? But you have to sacrifice one person.
One of you has to sacrifice. You know, we do try and split things, but, you know, it means that either or, you're going to be facing a loss of earnings. Unfortunately, it usually is myself that takes the hit.
OK. Now, what about child care costs? Because you just saw in that report there by Yugisa Lamai, businesses saying, look, we need these people to continue working for us. Let's look after the children. Have you spoken to friends, maybe, with a local creche or sharing a childminder?
We have talked about that. I think because my daughter is 4 years old and is quite young, we've talked about maybe actually trying to swap between each other. I think as they get older and as you become more experienced at the summer holiday juggle, I think maybe you can become a bit more sort of creative in trying to find these different solutions.
And all the other options, presumably, are expensive. I mean, summer courses, summer camps.
Yes, we looked into holiday camps. In fact, we are going to test the water for a couple of days for my daughter, but being 4, it's early days. But they are hugely expensive, and a lot of them are money-making machines, and I would like to see more sort of community-driven projects in terms of holiday childcare.
And I wonder, what are your ideas about what local authorities could do, for example, for children where both parents have to work just to make ends meet?
Yeah, well, it would be great to see more sort of holiday play schemes that are government supported. I mean, you know, money is tight. There has been a lot that's, you know, happened in terms of changes in childcare provision. But I think the issue is that doesn't address the summer holiday issue. If you try and take those credits and move them over to summer holiday, you are then going to be losing out on what your provision is during the term time. So it's a bit of a double-edged sword.
And a lot of families rely on grandparents or aunts and uncles to help. Is that an option?
Well, yes, not for... Well, I say I'm sort of doing that because we don't have a kind of sort of structure in place where, for example, some of our friends, you know, the grandparents are helping on a regular basis. For us, it is more occasional. I know that grandparents now, in many cases, are the primary caregiver, but I know just as many families who thought the opposite is the case. So I don't think it's something you can bank on.
Does it affect your decision, perhaps, about having a bigger family or not? Because all this is going to accumulate, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely.
If you had a larger family.
Absolutely. We have one child, and there have been many reasons why we've decided to stop at one. And childcare and being able to manage the situation when both of us are working has been a huge factor in that.
I mean, other countries where perhaps domestic service and labour is cheaper, you can fall back on a maid option.
Well, absolutely.
But in the UK, not.
No, we actually lived in Singapore for the first year of my daughter's life, and there it's very normal to have live-in help. And there it's great. You can be career-minded, both of you. But here, you know, it's very expensive to have that option.
And you've lived elsewhere as well, haven't you? Well, how does that compare?
Well, I think, you know, as I say, in Singapore, it seems to be a lot more sort of commercially minded. You can both go out to work. You can have the help at home. You don't have to sacrifice your career as a woman. But, you know, here, even though great changes have been made for women, I think there's still a lot more we have to do. All
right, OK. Well, no doubt your daughter's looking forward to the summer holidays, as you are, I'm sure, as well. Let's hope you work it out.
Thank you.
Talia Stone, thank you very much indeed. That is it from this edition of Impact. We are back here in a few minutes. Plenty more on the website, of course, so see you soon.